Precise execution of your creative vision is everything, and that control is exactly what we're delivering. We're introducing a suite of highly requested features and meaningful improvements that take art direction in Marvelous Designer to the next level. Here's everything you need to know about version 2026.1. As a Marvelous superhero, you need to be fast and efficient. Sometimes there's no phone booth or back alley for a quick costume change. But don't worry, the new beta Seamline ripping tool is here to save the day. With it, our protagonist can tear off his civilian outfit and spring into action. At the start of our animation, our hero powers up and his muscles expand. To emphasize his physique, we'll rip his sleeves along the existing seamline. Setting it up is simple. Select the Seamline Rip tool and apply the rip along two sewn-together pattern pieces. Then, select the Edit Rip tool and click the Seamline Rip you just added. Check the Activate box under Rip. From here, you can also adjust the force required to tear the fabric apart. When we play the animation, the muscles pull the pattern pieces apart and rip the fabric along the seamline. As you can see, seamline ripping generates fraying just like real fabric. You can adjust how the fabric frays with a variety of presets, or you can modify each individual setting to your liking. You can also disable fraying altogether. As this feature is still in beta, fraying is disabled on Mac and cannot yet be exported as mesh geometry. Now that he's flexed his sleeves off, it's time to reveal the costume underneath. We want this rip in the middle of his shirt. To achieve this, we'll add seam lines where we want the shirt to rip, apply the seamline ripping, and let the simulation work. Now, our hero's off to fight his greatest nemesis, manually sculpting cloth, something we'll cover in the next section. This tool is powerful for animation, but it's great for modeling too. You can apply seamline rips to create a ripped jean effect, complete with realistic frays, or make clothing look tattered and torn. The pinching tool is as essential as it is satisfying, and it's getting two massive upgrades. Introducing brush pinching and pinching simulation override, two brand new tools that are powerful on their own, but can dramatically improve art direction when combined. To start, enable simulation. Hover over the pinching tool and select Brush Pinching. Like advanced pinching, a settings menu will appear for you to adjust its settings. To brush pinch, simply click and drag the brush over your fabric. A green highlight will appear as you paint. When you release, a wrinkle will form and it'll simulate. Here, we're controlling the location, shape, and size of the wrinkle while letting it simulate as usual to maintain a realistic look. But what happens if you're looking for something a little more controlled than that? Introducing Pinching Simulation Override, a feature that allows you to temporarily override global and fabric simulation values while pinching. This transforms how you interact with fabric in 3D, adding a layer of refinement never before possible in Marvelous Designer. With simulation enabled, select Simulation Properties. From there, you can enable Pinching Simulation Override. You'll notice that the options are similar to the typical simulation and fabric settings. We'll adjust it so that the fabric we pinch doesn't collapse, but you can experiment with all sorts of different combinations. Next, we'll increase the override strength so our settings take effect. Once we start pinching, the cloth follows the override settings instead of the project's simulation and fabric settings. By combining this with brush pinching, we can create wrinkles where we want them and ensure they stay in place. Once we're happy with the pinched result, click Update Rest Shape to lock in the current simulation state so the garment doesn't collapse back. This works with all three types of pinching, quick, advanced, and brush, and can even be used as a method to wrap fabric, tie knots, or tie ties. Brush pinching and pinching simulation override transform garment creation, especially for stylized looks, allowing you to realize your vision effectively and reducing the need to sculpt those final touches in another software. In our previous update, we added support for blend shapes in avatars. It provided an additional layer of control to fine-tune an avatar's body to better accommodate garments and avoid clipping. Now, we're expanding this feature with the introduction of blend shape animation. This grants even greater flexibility during animations, enabling faster iterations, more accurate timing control, and more consistent silhouettes. Additionally, certain workflows may have previously required you to re-import a model and load it as a morph target. Now, with blend shape animation, you can streamline the process without the need to repeatedly re-import the model. Along with all these shiny new features, we're improving usability with a few small but impactful additions. If you've ever lost hours of work because you experienced a crash, you'll be thankful for time-based autosave. This new feature keeps multiple autosave versions of your project at all times. You can adjust the interval between saves, the number of autosaves, and more in its settings. With the new global menu search, you'll never have to ask yourself, "Where was that tool?" ever again. Simply type the name of the tool in the new search bar and select it for easy access. Lastly, Toolbar Customization allows you to move the location of your tools or even hide the ones you don't need. With this, you can customize your UI to a layout designed just for you. This jacket is going to have a lot of zippers. Lucky for us, Marvelous Designer 2026.1 includes improvements to zipper placement, making it more reliable in the 2D and 3D windows. Additionally, the new zipper end extension allows you to easily increase the length of a zipper. The new variable fold angle allows for greater customization of folds. By selecting the fold and switching it from uniform to variable, you can create a gradual fold in the fabric. To reverse the direction, simply hit the arrow icon next to the word variable. This is great for subtle details in realistic garments, but it can enhance stylized pieces as well. Here, we're using a fold to add a wrinkle to our character's cape exactly where we want it, but it looks a bit rigid. By changing it to a variable fold, it blends nicely and achieves the desired look. Now, it's your turn. Download Marvelous Designer 2026.1 and start experimenting with everything this update has to offer. If you want to learn more about what we covered or about some of the more minor features we didn't get to, head to our website using the link in the description.